Hey everyone, it's Stella here from Vita Magica Alchemy. Welcome to the weekly affirmation for the week of August the 12th through the 18th. So if you are watching me right now on Instagram TV, then you will catch the weekly affirmation. But if you are watching me on YouTube, then you will get the full video. After the affirmation, I will be doing a healing session. I usually let the card let me know if tapping is appropriate or if we should do some energy healing. So you're in YouTube, you're in the right place for the full video. If you're watching me on Instagram, head to YouTube if you want to see the rest after I pull a card. All right, so let's get started. This week I'm actually using the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. So in addition to getting an affirmation this week, we're also going to have a corresponding chakra to work with and just see how that resonates with us. So what does the universal collective need to focus on this week? What is it that needs affirming in our lives this week? All right. Interesting. Okay, so we have perception. And this is a green card, so it means it's going to be corresponding with the heart chakra. So let's see. Also, I'm kind of not surprised that it's green. Just because we're coming out of Jupiter retrograde today. Today's the last day of Jupiter retrograde, and I don't know if anyone else felt it. Like, most people are always talking about how they feel Mercury retrograde. This past Mercury retrograde that we recently came out of, I didn't even notice at all. Like, it didn't affect me. But this Jupiter retrograde, Jupiter is all about growth and expansion, inner wisdom, philosophy. So I was really dealing with a lot of old stuff that was coming to the surface, just clearing things out, really having to push myself forward out of old beliefs and thought patterns, and it's still kind of happening. But all right, so let's see. So perception is telling us that the heart knows what the eyes cannot see. Often our journey brings us full circle, leaving us to wonder why things happen. Emerald Stone teaches us to follow through on whatever is before us. Going back is not an option. Oh, how perfect is this card for the last day of Jupiter retrograde, Jupiter stationing direct. I love it. So definitely going back is not an option. So if you, and with all these eclipses that we were having, I mean, this year, if you have not done some major like inner soul work or done some growing or expanding, or even maybe just breaking old habits, starting new habits, then I strongly urge you to get that going, because there's been a lot going on this year, really pushing us forward, just pushing us into new life, whether we're ready or not. So this card is asking us, what in my life needs tending? And how good will I allow myself to feel? Ooh, I love it. I love this. Especially, like I just said, if you haven't been doing the inner work, or you haven't been breaking out of old habits or thought patterns, this is perfect. What in my life needs tending? What needs watering? What needs sunlight, nourishment, love, attention? So don't go about it as though like there's something wrong with you, you need to change, that these are like all negative aspects of yourself. That a big thing that I was just reminded of this. I saw somebody's post on Instagram recently, and now I forget who I was looking at. But basically they were saying that, we have a tendency to say something is no longer serving us. And in truth, at one point it did serve us, but we tend to look at it as just like something bad. So instead of saying like, oh, this is something I have to get rid of, this doesn't belong here, I need to change, just think of it as it just needs tending to. It needs attention. Pay attention to what you're feeling, and then figure out what those feelings need from you. So once you discover what the feeling is, then you can go from there to say, like, does this need love? Does this need a change in thought behind it? Is this a belief that isn't mine? And then you can just care for it. So anyways, and then how good will I allow myself to feel? I mean, I know I'm not the only person who holds back sometimes, where like life is going so well, everything's perfect, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait a second, something's wrong here because things are going too well and I'm too happy. That means something's bound to go wrong, and then maybe you subconsciously self-sabotage things. Not that I would ever do such a thing, but yeah, I mean, I know that sometimes like I'm guilty of thinking like, wait, my life is too good. Or, you even hold back when you talk to people. Like, you gotta, like, someone's like, oh, how are you? Well, like, I'm okay. And you could be going great. Or, like, oh, nothing new is happening in my life, but you have, like, a million new exciting things happening. Because you feel guilty for being in this great place because you're afraid the other person might feel bad about themselves or something. Anyways. So I love this. How good will I allow myself to feel? Let's allow ourselves to feel as good as we can possibly feel and just keep that momentum going. So that is basically the affirmation for this week is what in my life, it's double-sided. So what in my life needs tending? How good will I allow myself to feel? And this is all about changing your perceptions. Going into the unknown, allowing your heart to lead, allowing yourself to see with your heart and your inner wisdom and not your eyes, meaning don't buy into whatever your external circumstances are and see that as your reality, and allow your external to keep you feeling stuck or in a lower vibration because you can't see what you want yet. So, yeah, just change your perception. See things in a different light. See things in a different way. Start finding positives in the negatives. Start seeing problems as opportunities, as things that need attention, those things in your life that need tending to. I was just talking about this. Oh my gosh, you tell me. Are you following me? Where was I talking about this? Was not my most recent blog post, but oh my gosh, I literally just posted something about this recently, about problems being, on Instagram. I made a post on Instagram this past week about problems really being opportunities and not seeing things as like a string of like what's going wrong over and over again, but looking at those things and seeing where you need to change your thoughts, behaviors, and actions towards the things that are always going to happen in life. Life's never going to stop happening. But if we change our perception to what's happening, suddenly it doesn't seem so bad anymore. Suddenly we're not victims anymore. It's not, why is this happening to me? Or why is life so bad? Or, blaming it on your external. Now you see it as opportunities like, oh, like if I just look at it differently, or if I just think about it differently, then I realize it's not so bad at all. And then you accept it and you embrace it. And then eventually, as time goes on, you're not seeing a whole world of problems anymore. So I love it. I love this. I love it. It's great. So perception. Change your perception and do it with an open and loving heart. And tend to what you need so that you can feel as good as you can possibly feel all the time. All right, you guys, so stay tuned. And you know what? I think we're going to do... Ooh, it's going to be a surprise. All right, stay tuned. I'll decide if we're doing some tapping or some Reiki. See you in a second. All right, so I decided to do a round of tapping. I'm really having fun with the tapping, and there were so many things to think about in that card, and so many things that we can affirm from it, that I thought it'd be good to integrate all that into a tapping session. So, all right, make sure you get some water, stay hydrated, and we'll begin on the karate chop point this time. So just repeat after me. Remember, you can use one hand or two hands, doesn't matter. Even though I don't always listen to what my feelings are telling me, I love and accept myself. Even though I don't always see my challenges as opportunities, I love and accept myself. Even though I sometimes look at things in my life from a negative perception, I love and forgive and accept myself. Sometimes I don't always tend to my needs and what my feelings are trying to tell me. Sometimes I do this because I'm more concerned about the feelings of others. But I want to tend to my needs and feel good. As good as I can. Sometimes I don't know what my mind, body, or spirit needs. But I am willing to take the time to listen. I am willing to allow myself to feel good. It is okay for me to feel as good as I want, as much as I want. My feeling good does not take away from another person's ability to feel good. Even though I don't always choose to feel good, I'm still a good person. I have the desire to feel good and to tend to my inner needs. And maybe I can start by choosing one small thing every day that makes me feel good. When I change my perception, my feelings change. I find the opportunities in all situations. My heart is open to all of the beauty and abundance that the universe wants to give to me. I have the courage to follow through on whatever is before me. Going back is not an option. The heart knows what the eyes cannot see. I choose to honor myself and my heart's desires. And so it is. All right, so this is a good one to just keep cycling through over and over again. Repeat this as much as you want. Sorry, I had to keep looking over at my screen. I write these right before I film them, so I don't have the chance to memorize the script. But anyways, all right. I hope that this serves you well. Remember to stay hydrated and just keep your heart open and keep your perception open to seeing the good in all things. All right, so if you like this, remember to subscribe to my channel. I post these videos every Sunday, or you can follow along with me on Instagram at It's Stella Marin. All right, and if you're on Instagram, you can follow me on YouTube at Vita Magica Alchemy. All right, guys, I will see you again next week.